In this episode of SolidWorks for Creo Parametric users, we are going to take a look at using the Derived Sketch command as part of top-down design. We're going to use the command to share a sketch from our skeleton into other parts, and we're going to do it in a parametric manner. In other words, if I make any changes to my sketch, then any derived sketches are going to update automatically when the original sketch changes. So here I am in an assembly model. I created this assembly model in another video, and then I created my skeleton from the insert components command. I created a brand new part. Since then, I have created a couple of sketches in that part, and I'm using that part as my skeleton. It's got my reference geometry that I want to use to control the other components in my assembly. So let's go about creating another component in this assembly. Once again, I will go to Insert Components. I will choose New Part. And here I have my new part created. And it's got the little check mark attached to my pointer indicating that it wants to know where I want the front plane of this new part attached to. I'm going to attach it to the front plane of the top level assembly. And it takes me into sketch mode. I'm not going to create my sketch at this point, so I'm just going to use the X in order to cancel out of sketch mode. I get the warning, do I want to discard changes to the sketch? I do. Let me click the button in the dialog box. And right now, if you take a look, this part is the active component. It is showing up in blue. Before I copy the sketch from the skeleton into this target part, I'm going to do a few things. First off, let me make sure that these planes aren't visible. I don't want to see them when I'm doing some other operations. And I do want to see these planes. Let me make sure that they are visible. They are visible, albeit a little small. And let's go about changing the name of this part. I will right click on it and choose Rename Part. And let's give it a name. It is renamed. And right now this part would be created inside of the assembly, but I don't want that. I want this part to be its own separate part. I'm actually going to do stuff with it. So I'm also going to right click on the name of the part in the feature manager and choose Save Part in External File. And here we have the Save As dialog box. Everything here looks good. I will click the OK button. And now we have our new part saved as its own individual file. Now I'm ready to derive the sketch from the skeleton into this new target part. So again, this part is active. With that part active, I'm going to select the sketch that I want to bring in, and then I'm going to hold down the control key. This is one of those situations in SolidWorks where you actually hold down the control key. Most of the time, SolidWorks has persistent selection, but for this particular operation, we do need to hold down the control key. And I'm going to select the plane that this is supposed to go on. Then I will go to the Insert drop-down menu. Here is the Derived Sketch command. I will click on it. And so now we have the derived sketch. We're also in sketch mode. We might have been in sketch mode before, but now we are definitely in it. And I'm going to deselect everything. We can see that we have sketch to derived. There's also a minus sign in parentheses, which means it is under constraint. And so I want to make sure that I'm only seeing this sketch that was derived. So let me see, can I hide this? Let's see if we can hide the whole entire component. We did. And so the sketch was derived, it's brought in here in the sketch, and this is treated as one single entity. As a matter of fact, I can grab it and move it, and is moving that whole entire derived sketch as one entity. And one of the reasons I want to do that is I want to make sure that this is fully constrained. I want to make sure that it is not in blue. It doesn't have that little minus sign in parentheses. One of the reasons I moved it is so I can add in some additional constraints. Let's go to the Display Delete Relations drop-down menu. I'm going to add a relation. And let's see, I've got something selected here. Let me clear my selections. Let me pick, say, this center line, and then I'm going to grab this plane. Let's add in a collinear relation. That is good. And then let's pick this line, the center line, and I'm going to grab this plane. And once again, we are going to add in collinear. And now we've got everything in black. In other words, by adding these different relations, that whole entire derived sketch cannot be dragged around. And once we hit the check mark in order to complete this, we can see that we have our sketch that was derived, but it's no longer got that minus sign in parentheses. And at this point, I can start creating geometry in the new part. And maybe I want to open it up in its own separate window. Ooh, let's zoom everything in. And so we can see our planes, we can see our derived sketch. The way that you should do this, rather than selecting different entities and maybe, trying to extrude it or whatever, let me go to the Features tab, is that when you are going to create a new sketch, for example, if I want to create a sketch on the plane called top, I will select it and then go into the sketcher, is that I can convert entities. So for example, if I wanted to use this entity for a sketch, I will convert it. And that way, then I can use that. Let me hit the check mark to convert the different entities. I've got that one entity in the sketch, and then I can use that for, say, creating an extrude. And that way, it is not using the entities from the sketch that was derived directly. But anyhow, let's go back to the assembly window for a moment. Which window is that? Here we have it. And so that is the way in which we can use the derived sketch function in order to bring in a sketch from our skeleton model into one of the target parts in our assembly.